Hi friends! Today we are going to talk about how to practice effectively when you only have 30 minutes a day at the piano. Before we start, I want to ask you a few questions. Please answer them honestly. Do you still think that if you want to practice classical piano seriously, you simply need to practice a lot? Do you sometimes feel that just practicing already means that you are doing a good job? If you have only 30 minutes to practice, do you actually know how to use that time to make progress? Or do you simply play and hope for the best? I know this way of thinking very well, because for a long time I lived with the idea that the most important thing is the number of hours spent at the instrument. I studied at 2 conservatories and I had all time in the world to practice 5 or 6 hours a day. I prepared programs over months, sometimes half a year. And back then, this felt completely normal. And then real professional life began. At some point, I was asked something like this. Next week, there is a recording with a musician from Wiener Symphoniker at the concert house in Vienna. This is a contemporary piece. Can you play it? Or sometimes it would be even different. I would ask, tonight there is a concert with 2 parts. Here is a stack of scores. You'll need to side read. And suddenly no longer I had 6 months to prepare for a concert. I had an hour and sometimes even less. I remember one conversation with a colleague at the theater who said something very simple but very important to me. You are not a student anymore. You don't have 6 hours a day. You have to learn how to practice less, but much more effectively. It was very painful but very important transition. And it completely changed the way I think about practice. Later, I brought this approach into my work with students, and I saw how people who don't have much time finally start getting real results and actually enjoy the progress. And today I want to show you what real practice looks like when you only have 30 minutes. This is not a single tip and not motivation. It's a system. And it only works when you use it as a whole. So make sure you watch this video until the end. If this topic resonates with you, please give this video a like. It's the simplest way to say thank you. And subscribe to the channel, because here we talk about real practice and real progress. Now let's move on to the first thing that progress actually starts with. I always start working with students by asking them how much time a day they are willing to practice and how regularly. And almost every time I hear the same answer, 1 hour a day. But in long run, this is usually not realistic. The main principle of practicing music is that it's a long-term marathon. You need to make an honest agreement with yourself about the real amount of time you dedicate to music. You have to decide in advance how much time you can truly practice over months and years, not based on inspiration or an ideal scenario. Progress is defined not by single intense efforts, but by consistency over time. Practicing 6 hours one day and not practicing at all for a week brings less progress than short but regular sessions. For example, 20 minutes 5 times a week. That's why even 15 or 30 minutes a day is already serious practice if it's consistent. I had a real example of a student who practiced 15 minutes a day 5 times a week and used a habit tracker. After each session, she marked the day with a check mark. As a result, she made excellent progress and was very surprised how much she was able to achieve using this approach. If you're listening to this and thinking, okay, but how do I actually apply this to my own playing? That's exactly what we do on my private online lessons. We don't just talk about practice. We build your routine, we fix technical issues, we work on repertoire, and we prepare performances step by step. If you feel that you need guidance instead of guessing what to do next, you will find the information below. Now let's go back to the video. Warm-up is an essential part of every pianist's daily routine. Just like athletes and dancers cannot allow themselves to train without warming up, pianists who also use muscles need to take this seriously. But we can go further and combine our warm-up with technical work, because scales, arpeggios and chords are not just exercises. They are fundamental technical elements that appear in every piano repertoire. That's why it's extremely important to play scales correctly. If we just move our hands up and down the keyboard for 10 minutes without purpose or attention, we reinforce the bad technique and strengthen the very problems we are trying to fix. Incorrect piano technique is like doing wrong exercises at the gym. If you lift dumbbells with your teeth, your biceps wouldn't grow. The same is true for piano technique when your hand position and movements are wrong. Even 5 minutes of proper play, arpeggios, scales and chords can have a huge technical impact. When you work on micro movements and correct technique, your muscle memory begins to store the movement patterns and starts working in your favor. On my channel, I already have a very detailed guides how to play arpeggios and scales properly. And I also have a video on 10-minute warm-up routine that I personally use. The main reason for the lack of progress, and this applies to both amateurs and professionals, I've seen it many times at the conservatory, is treating practice as entertainment. Practice is work. You have to treat your practice sessions as work, not as a quick inspiration. If the goal is just to play pleasantly and feel a little adrenaline or some excitement, this leads to the most common mistake in working on repertoire. Simply playing a piece from the beginning till the end. Person enters semi-meditative state and plays for an hour, enjoys it, it feels like you practiced, but not a single specific problem was solved. Remember, real results appear when person consistently worked on a problem. It's difficult, sometimes uncomfortable, and it requires effort. But this is exactly what allows you to reduce the total amount of time you need to practice. Sviatoslav Richter once said in one interview that he could work on a single page, for example, from Prokofiev's 7th sonata, for hours until it finally started to work. The essence of this method is not the amount of time spent in one session, but the precise focus on problem areas. Even if we don't repeat Richter's extreme approach, the principle itself, working specifically on the spots that doesn't work, applies to everyone. As a result, focused work on a specific tasks allows you to fit meaningful practice even in 30 minutes, if you clearly understand what problem you are solving right now and how to approach it. Here is a small tip from me. Try to imagine that you have a concert tomorrow and today you only have 30 minutes to prepare. You will immediately notice that your brain starts thinking differently. You will automatically begin looking for a problem spot instead of just playing through the piece. On my channel there is already a video about 8 practice principles that help you work on repertoire as effectively as possible. Make sure to watch it and apply those principles to your own practice to achieve the best results. So, to sum it up, if you only have 30 minutes to practice, the real issue is not time, it's a structure. Progress doesn't come from practicing a lot. It comes from consistency, from intentional warm-up, and from working directly on what doesn't work. Even 30 minutes can be powerful when you use them consciously. I share this all because teaching and passing on knowledge truly matters to me. The best way to support the channel is simply to like the video and leave a comment. I enjoy reading your thoughts and questions and try to reply whenever I can. So I'd love to hear from you. And you are always welcome to suggest topics for future videos. And of course, feel free to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!